Good evening, everybody. This is Cragcore. You are tuned in. Thank you for tuning in. This is the offshoot of Cragcore, the usual stuff that I post, which is ranting and raving about world events. But yeah, this is the spin-off, which is whiskey tasting. So here we go. Right. So this evening, we're going to be dealing with a 12-year-old double cask matured Aberlour. And there we have it. I don't know if you can see that there. You've got the magic number there, number 12, and it's a Speyside, which is not usually, as I said in the video yesterday, it's not usually the palate choice for me. But anyway, it was, I've got the receipt here, 37 quid down to 30. So £7 off for a nice 12-year-old double cask matured whiskey. I figured was a good price. I was going to get the Glen Moray at £18.50, but that had only been dropped £1.50. It's a single malt, the other one, and I was tempted at £18.50. In fact, no, I think it's 22 quid normally. But either way, I was tempted, but I decided not to, considering that wasn't specified on the maturity, and this one's 12 years old matured. So I decided to go for this one based on that. So here we go. We're gonna unbox it. So it's a nice box. It's relatively thick cardboard. It's yeah, it's nice. You know, I feel like they've spent a bit of time to try and make it look nice. The lid's embossed, but that's not what we're after. Get into it. We don't want the box, do we? That's going to go in the fucking bin straight away. What we want is the lovely stuff inside. Now then, that's looking lovely. Get rid of that box there. This is looking lovely. I did have a quick look, I'm not going to lie, I did have a quick look in the shop, because although I did say that bottles aren't, you know, it doesn't really matter that much, but for me personally, the bottle, I like a company that's spent time, you know, making a unique looking bottle, the one that's unique to them, rather than just a generic glass bottle. You know what I mean? It's easy just to pick a generic glass bottle in it, but if you've got a nice bottle that you've had, you know, for instance, like this one, it's got it on the actual glass. You know, I like that, rather than just a glass bottle with a sticker on it. Now, I know that I think it's Talisker just have a standard bottle with a sticker on it. Now, for me, fair enough, you know, if that's what you want to do. But for me, I like a nice bottle. I like it. I think it adds to the experience personally. So just looking at this, you know, it's, let me just turn this light down a touch. It's the first time using this, so I feel as though I've got a bit of a glare on here. So let me just turn the light down a bit. There we go. Yeah, that's the one. Let's do that one. So here we go. Yeah, you can see that better there. It's the Aberlour 12. It's got a nice bottle. I love the burgundy at the top. And the sticker that goes over it. That's lovely. And, you know, just a small label at the bottom there because it's on the glass. And I think that's really nice. And the colour, look at that. The colour is spectacular. You see, that's my kind of colour. If I'm going to drink whiskey, that's the colour I want. I know that the Ardbeg 10, for instance, is very pale. It's almost like straw. It doesn't take away anything from the flavour, but for me it's visuals as well. Like I say, nice bottle, you're looking at that and you're already getting ready, aren't you? You're thinking to yourself, that's a nice bottle, this is going to be a nice whiskey. I mean, sometimes that does let you down, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover, but you know, it does start to tantalise a little bit, doesn't it? As you start to look at it, you go, ooh, yeah, that's a nice bottle. Nice looking liquid inside as well, you know. So anyway, without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to, in fact, we'll do this first. We're going to unwrap this and we're going to have a quick sniff. Because I feel as though that's what's required next. If we can get into the thing, there we go. Ooh, this is really nice quality stuff. I mean, as far as tin foil goes, that goes over the top of a bottle, this is good quality thick stuff. I mean, look at that. You can hear that. It's not just your cheap stuff that, you know, that gives in after a single squeeze. Get rid of the lot, shall we? Right then, so here we go. Got a nice cork in there, nice wide cork. Let's have a sniff. Ooh. Ooh, that is lovely. Funny enough, it tastes different on the cork. Sorry, it smells different off the cork. That is flipping lovely. Right. I can't wait to taste that. So, tasting. Now, if you watched the intro yesterday where I was ripping the bollocks off the what was it called again? The Irish one. Forgotten off the top of my head. It's been a long day. Yeah, whilst I was ripping a pair of bollocks off of that, I basically did say, didn't I, that you should invest in some lead crystal. Now here we go, right? We've got the Royal Scot hand-cut lead crystal. Now this stuff, I mean, look at this. It comes in a beautiful presentation box. Now these retail at 100 quid for 2 glasses. I got mine from eBay. Brand new, absolute bargain. A steal at 20 quid. That's £10 a glass. Usually these go for 50 quid a glass. And I'm telling you now, after tasting whiskey out of one of these in comparison to just a standard glass, I would pay 50 quid for a tumbler. I know that seems excessive. I know it does. But I need to say this. When I say that it makes it completely different, it really, 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 really makes it different, okay? After having a glass of whiskey from a normal glass, a single malt, you think, yes, that's lovely. But then I don't know what it is, but you taste it out of a lead crystal glass, it completely changes the the flavour. You know, let's just be simple here. It changes the flavour. We could talk about complex notes and overtones of heather and fucking, you know, berries and stuff. But no, it's just the flavour. So basically, here we go, okay? Got a bit of spit on. Oh no, it's a little bubble in the glass. I thought I got a bit of spit on it. But no, that's for later. So here we go, okay? We're going to have the first tasting of the Aberlour 12. Man, am I looking forward to this because it smells... Oh my God, it smells divine. I can't even... In fact, wait a minute. What are we doing here? We missed the fucking crucial part. We're going to read the bottle here. We're going to read this because I feel as though this is where we start to tantalise the taste buds. Now, I've not had a drink in about 4 hours. No, probably a little bit longer than that. About 5 hours. I mean, very parched. So this is going to go straight to my head. But my taste buds are crying out for something. So I'm going to taste every bit of this. So here we go. Let's just get to the good bit, shall we? Let's skip to the end. And let's look at... In fact, no. Let's do a proper review. Let's see what they've got to say about their precious Aberlour 12 Speyside single malt Scotch whisky. Here we go. Aberlour whisky was born in the Speyside village of Aberlour. Well, you don't say. Fuck's sakes. That's like saying this bird was hatched in a nest. Anyway, swiftly moving on. Made with local spring water from the Ben Rins and barley, now locally sourced from the fields near our distillery. Well, you'd hope so. The casks, let the casks add depth. Here we go. That says that in capital letters and it's in bold text. So it must mean something. So here we go. We mature this single malt in 2 different casks, American oak and Spanish sherry. Their rich flavours infuse our whiskey over time. Okay. After the 12 years, our craftsman being the spirits... Let me start this bit again. I've not even had a drink yet. You know, let the time pass. That's what it says. After 12 years, our craftsmen bring the spirits in both casks together. This is an art, not a science. Fucking hell. To get just the right balance of depth and flavour. So it's basically a blended then. Is that what they're telling me? I mean, that's what they're saying, isn't it? They've got whiskey distilling in a fucking bourbon cask and whiskey distilling in a sherry cask, and then they bring them together to get the perfect balance. It's a blended. It's a 12-year blended. It says single malt on it, but it's a 12. They may have used only 1 malt, okay, to make the spirit. but they're fucking blending it afterwards. Jesus Christ. I feel as though I should have read this bit before I bought it instead of just skipping to the end. Point proven, lesson learned. Next time I'll get the Glen Moray. So here we go. Let the deed show. And that's what it says here. As our founder, James Fleming, knew back in 1879, the truth is always in the tasting. Okay, well, we're trying to get there. Just don't write so much on the back of your bottle in future. So here we go. The look. The look of love. The look is a golden amber with a little ruby red. Yeah. I mean, to me, that looks a bit like a bottle of Hobgoblin. I am ready for that. Trust me. The aroma is soft and rounded with red apples. Now, let me test. Is that what I could smell? Holy shit. Now I know. Maybe it's suggestibility. I don't know, but that is red apples, man. That really is. And you know what's funny? I ate a red apple today. I had a red chief apple. I've not seen one in years. And I saw one at the grocer's and I bought one. It was lovely. And that's, I think, why I was like, I'm making it up as I go along here, aren't I? No, but honestly, maybe that's why I was, I thought, well, I recognise that because I've had that smell earlier today. So anyway, the taste is sherried with chocolate, toffee, cinnamon and ginger. I'm looking forward to that. The finish is lingering, sweet and warm, with a little spice. And underneath it says, the deed is in the tasting. So without further ado, let's get on with it. This is the Aberlour 12 blended single malt whiskey. So here we go. Oh, that makes a lovely sound. Here we go. Listen to this. We're doing it again. We're doing it again. Check this out. Love it. That is fantastic. Red apples. If only I'd have said that before. So here we go. Here we go. Don't waste a drop, in true Scotch style. I remember somebody told me a story once. He said that he knew this Scottish bloke who used to like single malts. And at the end of every bottle, he'd leave it upside down in the glass because there was exactly 18 drops left in every bottle. With the way that the alcohol clings to the glass. Apparently there's exactly 18 drops left in a bottle when you think it's empty. I mean, and the joke was, he's a Scotsman, so he's bound to know. Apparently they're tight. I don't know. I've never known a Scotsman that's tight, but that's apparently the rumour. And, so in true Scot style, I won't waste that drop. Because otherwise I'll only have 17 left. So here we go. Oh, God, that is nice. That smells gorgeous. So here we go. We're going to taste it now. Oh, hold on. These are crystal glasses, so we try this. I'm not getting anything, bruv. Here we go. You can really taste the sherry. I'm telling you now, you can taste the sherry. It is warm. You know when you drink sherry, you get a good sherry. And it coats the mouth with that fruity flavour. And it warms you from the neck down. And you can feel it going all the way down. And it starts to glow here. Like the advert for that old cough medicine. When he drinks it like this. And it goes down and it starts to leave like a red haze on his chest. That's how it feels. I do like to give it a good sniff before I drink it, purely because I feel as though half the tasting is in the nose. You do get the toffee as well. If you slurp it like a cup of English tea. Hold on a minute. Not like that. Not like that. But if you slurp it, it's a bit warm in here. If you slurp it, slurp. Fucking hell, that has gone to my head. That is some nice gear. I'm telling you now, that is some good gear, son. So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, that was it. If you slurp it like a cup of English tea. Did I say slurp or swirp that time? I can't remember. This is some really nice whiskey. Oh my God. So anyway, as I was saying a minute ago, if you... Sorry. If you slurp it like a cup of English tea, you do get the toffee. You get that burnt caramelized. You get the burnt caramelized toffee flavour. I daren't do this again. The more you drink it, the nicer it gets. The first one, I've got to admit, the first mouthful was a little bit harsh. Again, I've not had any liquid in my mouth for the last fucking 5 hours. So my taste buds were wide open. So they took the brunt of the alcohol. But since my mouth's gotten used to it a little bit. Oh, yeah. That is smooth. That is really smooth. They've blended that really well. That's absolutely lovely. You can really, really taste the sherry. The first thing you taste is the sherry. You can smell the apple, definitely. Now I know that's what it is. You can definitely, now I can connect with that. And you can actually smell the sherry cask. The bourbon, I don't know where that is. Actually. When you breathe out, if you've got it in your mouth and you breathe out through your nose, that's when you can get the bourbon. For me, anyway. It's like the bourbon isn't like a Jack Daniels-y type of bourbon. It's more of a sweet bourbon for me. You can get the bourbon, but I suppose because the whiskey itself is quite sweet tasting. I mean, what did it say it's got in it? Was it vanilla? Oh, chocolate. Toffee and cinnamon and ginger. Yeah, oh. Actually, the ginger is there. That's what's left, actually, in my mouth right now. When I think about it, the ginger is actually there. I'm not really getting the chocolate, I must admit, unless that's where the sweetness is coming from. That's where the sweetness in the bourbon's coming from, perhaps. I'm going to have to try it again. You know, I'm going to have to do this again. One sec. You definitely get the bourbon if you breathe out whilst it's still in your mouth. If you breathe out while you've swallowed it, this is the strange thing. If you breathe out when you've swallowed it, that's when you get the ginger and the cinnamon. That's incredible. So if you breathe out whilst it's in your mouth, you get a completely different flavour to what you get if you breathe out once you've swallowed it, once it's in your guts. You know what I mean? It's like, it's fascinating. I would say this to anybody. You've got to try whiskies. You've got to try single malt blendeds like Aberlour. Now, you've got to try the single malt whiskies. Honestly, it's such an adventure. It's like casting a line into the ocean and just seeing what you can catch. You know, you pull something in, it might be something you want, it might not be, you know. But either way, you're going to get something and it's going to be an experience. I think verdict is on this. I could drink that. I could drink that all night. Honestly, I could have some I can see myself having some friends around, cracking a bottle of Aberlour and it going down extremely well. It's not demanding. This is the thing. You see, whiskies, from what I can say, you know, I've tried 10 of them. You know, I've tried 10 whiskies. What are you talking about? I know what I'm on about here. But anyway, from what I can gather, from what I can conjure up right now in my slightly half-addled state, you get challenging whiskies, somewhat like, say, for instance, Lafroig. That's an extremely challenging whiskey. You either love it or you hate it. I'm not a massive fan of Lafroig. It's okay. It's a nice whiskey, but for me, the Ardbeg 10 is just slightly more palatable. It's challenging, but it still has a sense of playfulness with it. It's nice enough. You can still drink it and enjoy it, whereas the Lafroig is just fucking... It's a cheese grater. You're swallowing a cheese grater, okay? And some people like that. Some people like self-harm. You know, some people like pain. You know, so that's okay for them. But for me, I prefer... Yes, you want to work for your meals, you know, you want to try hard and such like. Which is why I prefer the Ardbeg, because it makes you work for it, but once you get it, you appreciate it. And what I'm saying about the it is that you get is the nice playfulness, the sweet tenderness that's left in your mouth afterwards. Okay? So that's a challenging whiskey, is what I'm saying. Those whiskies are challenging. They challenge you. They say, come on then. You know, I dare you to like me. Whereas this, its arms are wide open and it's waiting to embrace you. That's what this whiskey is for me. It's waiting to be embraced. And the bottle, everything about it says it's going to embrace you in warmth and lovely, lovely richness. And, you know, for a blended single, this is... to be honest, this is one of my favourites. I'm really enjoying this. It's a lovely whiskey. I'm going to say that after every single one, aren't I? After half a glass, it's always your favourite. It's my favourite, this. I'll be back in a minute. Red apples and sweet chocolate cinnamon. Anyway, so, where was I? Who was that? Fucking hell, Sam. Tell him to get back. Fucking hell. So, yeah, this wants to embrace you in warmth and it wants to give you a nice little hug, and which is why it reminds me of having friends around. Not that I do that very often, but it reminds me of having friends around and having a good time. So, for instance, I can see myself having a few people around, one or two, you know, you want to get a good few glasses out of it each. But after all, it is only a 70 cl. But and having a nice, enjoyable time where each and every single one of you would be able to sit down, given that you're a whiskey drinker, and enjoy this whiskey. You could enjoy this whiskey absolutely no problem. It doesn't challenge you, you know, to a duel, you know, at dawn. It says, hey, I'm a whiskey. I taste nice. Come and enjoy me. You know, this is basically standing on the street corner, you know, with a thong on and a short dress, asking you if you'd like some business, sir. But the dress is Prada, you know. I'm only joking, prostitutes. You know, it's fine. And I wouldn't like to put this in the same category at all. No. Jokes aside, it's a very, very nice whiskey. I feel as though I may have gone a bit too far there. But let me have another sip and just kind of gather myself. Honestly, now I am getting the chocolate. That is fantastic. It was in the slapping of the chops. How odd is that? I couldn't get the chocolate before. I could only get it on the exhalation with the you know, with the bourbon, but that was just pure chocolate. That was like eating a 60% cocoa. That was fantastic. I'm going to try that again. No, I didn't get it that time. How odd. Maybe you've just got to do something. Now I'm getting it. Now I'm getting the cocoa. This is fantastic. I'm going to need to spend some time with this bottle here. I'm going to need to spend some time and get to know it very well. And I will say, out of 10 for this whiskey, I'm going to have to give it a 9. I mean, in fact, no, fuck it. I'm giving it a 10. I'm giving this whiskey a 10. If you haven't got yourself a bottle of Aberlour 12, I recommend that you go out and you buy one, whether it's on offer or not. I recommend you get the Aberlour 12, 100%. The Bushmills, I know I said last night, that's what it was called again. Yeah, the Bushmills. I know I said last night I was giving the Bushmills a 10, and I gave it a 10 for separate reasons, for completely different reasons, because of what it was, you know. Now, what this is something entirely different. This is a single malt, 12-year-old, so you expect it to be something at least, you know. But for me, as a Speyside, which I don't usually like, maybe I was just trying cheap Speyside. Maybe I was trying Speysides that weren't aged enough. You know, I feel as though this whiskey for me has completely kicked my opinion of fucking Speyside whiskies in the groin. And it said, listen here, Mr. Cragcore, don't you go around dissing Speysides. Because I'll be honest, it's completely changed my outlook on Speyside whiskies. So I will say this. Aberlour, if you're watching this, thank you. Because you have changed my outlook on Speyside whiskies. Up until now, I wasn't a fan. If you watched my video yesterday, I said that Islay, number 1, Highland, and then Speysides. Whereas I'm starting to think now that after this, Speyside could come in second to Islay. If I can find another Speyside that's as good as this, that's what's happening. I'm putting it second on the list. And I'm afraid that the Highlands are going to have to go third. So we'll see, won't we? We'll have to see. Maybe I'll get a bottle of Dalwhinnie, because I think that's a Speyside. And it wasn't on offer, though, and I think it's 39 quid. And I wasn't willing to risk 39 quid on something that I wasn't sure I was going to like, given it was a Speyside. But since this, I may try the Dalwhinnie. I may do that, the winter Dalwhinnie. So on that note, 10 out of 10 for the Aberlour. Really enjoying it. After a choke and a bad joke, I'm going to have to call it quits there. So this is Cragcore, the Whiskey Man, with the Aberlour 12. Fantastic Speyside whiskey. Absolutely lovely. And the Royal Scot hand-cut lead crystal glasses. Can I say, go and purchase yourself some of these glasses and go and purchase yourself a bottle of the Aberlour 12. It's absolutely fantastic. Try not to choke while you're drinking it. But also, please, when you're drinking it, recognise all of the different flavours. And read the bottle, man. Read the bottle while you're drinking it, because it will help you navigate your way through the complex flavours. And on that note, this is Cragcore. I'm signing off. I'm going to wish love and peace to all things everywhere and peace on earth. Much love.